Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Welcome to Empower. I'm glad you're together with us today. Thank you so much for choosing to be part of this program, and I believe that we'll continue learning together. My name is Beatrice Chuchu. In this program, we focus on people and workplace. And when we mean workplace, we look at any workplace. It can be formal, can be informal, as we carry out our assignments that God has placed in our hands. And we must do it well. And that is why we continue to talk to you, we continue to talk to one another, so that we can become those people God designed us to be. And today, I have a special gentleman with me. We are going to be together for this program, and I invite him to introduce himself to us. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Beatrice,
Yes.
for having me here.
Yes.
My name is Pastor Caleb. I'm a husband to Dorcas, a father to two.
Yes.
That is Sifa and Zawadi. And above all, I'm born again. I love the Lord as my personal savior.
Yes.
It is a great honor to be here in the apostolic house. Allow me to say I'm a beneficiary of the Standing Strong seminars that always go around.
Beautiful.
So it is an honor to be here and looking forward to a blessing moment.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Pastor Caleb.
Yeah.
Maybe you tell us more about yourself. Other than being a minister, what else do you do for your daily duties and such, other than being a minister?
Right. Apart from being a minister, I work in the civil engineering space as a quality control officer. Apart from that, also, I am the founder of Sozo Global Ministry. Sozo Global Ministry basically deals with visiting prisoners around the country and reaching them with the gospel of Christ and gifts that the Lord helps us to reach unto them.
Amazing.
So that is what I do outside ministry. Right.
Wow, I'll be eager to hear how you balance that. Now, civil engineering.
Yes.
What did you do in school? Is it a degree, a diploma? And just let us understand, for you to be in that space that you've mentioned. What did you do?
Civil engineering is very wide. So I did a diploma in highway engineering as a part of civil engineering. So we deal with construction of roads. And as a quality control officer, I work as a material technician. Yeah, we check every material that is used on road construction.
Yes.
We approve those that meet requirements. We reject those that does not meet requirements. So that is what I do. Yeah.
For how long have you done that?
For 6 years now.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah, for 6 years now.
How did you come to do that? Is it that you had seen people constructing roads and you're like, wow, I'd love to do this? Or how did it just come to be?
It's a good question. I remember when I was in high school, I wanted to do media and journalism, something like that.
Yes.
But then where I come from, my mother asked me one question. Do we have any media station you know in Kakamega or in Western? So it was only one. So she told me, how will you secure a job within the entire Western region with one radio station? So tukavurutana kidogo about that.
Yes.
So one day she was working in a hotel, and you see in a hotel you serve a lot of officers.
Yes, yes.
So she met one of the officers and shared with her about this institution, about this course, and then she applied without me knowing.
Oh my!
So after by then I was doing a cyber attendant job. So she came in the one time she called me and I Caleb, she was celebrating on the phone. So akaniambia, we have an admission letter.
Wow.
So I was telling mom, admission letter for what? Then akaniambia, we jioni we'll meet in the house and talk.
Wow.
So when I went back after daily activities. I saw an admission letter, so engineering, highways option. So I was like, my God, these are now.
And mommy is here with it, celebrating. My son has got an admission.
Mom is here celebrating and everything.
Yes.
Na unajua kwa lugha ya mtaa, they call you engineer.
Yes,
so mom was very
prestige.
happy. So that is how I found myself doing that course. So I didn't have any other option. I had to honor my mom because she has brought me up, and I had to honor her request. So that is how I found myself doing civil engineering highway option.
And how did you come to continue with it? You know, now it's 6 years, you finished the course, you're working for 6 years. What mama chose for you? How did you come to like it, or what happened along the way? You didn't know about it, it's a new thing, but that is what you're living.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. But now, after admission, she told me, Caleb, this is the last option for you.
Wow.
I've educated in primary, in high school. Now, if you don't excel here,
then
don't ask me any questions. Yeah, you get. So when she told me that, I had no option. I had to put myself in the position and ready to face the challenge. It was not easy, but because I had the last option, I had to give it my all. I had to accept the situation and accept the challenge and trust God to excel in that field.
Okay, but once you look back, let me just go back those where you started and the 6 years. Do you see like God used your mother to to shape your career? I'm just asking.
Yeah, you see, God uses people, and God used my mother in a very big way.
Yeah.
For me to be where I am today. I must say thank you to my mother for being very strict and very serious on this issue.
Yeah.
So God used my mom to make me who I am today. And I really appreciate that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you love the job you do?
Yeah, I love the job I do. I do it with passion, with a lot of hard working, and we are looking forward to great things that the Lord gives us life.
So what gives you satisfaction in this job? You know, it's amazing to hear how you came to it and you 6 years down the line still doing it. And what gives you satisfaction on a daily basis?
You see, first of all is you need to have passion. A passion with what you are doing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can share a story, just a brief one.
A brief one, yes.
Yeah, there's a brief one. A story is told of a king whose daughter wanted to marry. And then, but the condition was this man had to swim in a swimming pool full of crocodiles. So men around were afraid.
Yeah.
But there is this one man who managed to sail through the swimming pool. And then when he came out, they asked him, how did you make it? And he said, first of all, before I answer that question, I want to know who pushed me into the waters. So he was afraid, but there is someone who pushed. So he had no option. So I do this with passion, and number one, because I'm satisfied. You see, when you are a godly person, you need to be satisfied when you do something good. The Bible says after God had created everything, he sat down and he saw everything was good. So passion drives me. That is number one. Number two, it's a physical work. You know, sio ile kitu ambayo you can cheat or you can hide or you can know. It's a physical thing. Another thing is most of the works you interact with a lot of people, a lot of professions, different professionals, and I think those are some of the things that keep me going in this field. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Now, my question comes in now. As you look back and you're doing it, you interact with many people. You are also a minister.
Yes.
So, where is the boundary? Work and ministry.
Yes.
How do they two go together?
It is a big challenge to have them go together because sometimes you are needed in ministry, sometimes at the same time you are needed on duty.
Yes.
But discipline is key in everything a person is doing.
Yeah.
And also managing yourself well is key when you are doing more than one thing. So I set time for ministry.
Yes.
And I also set time for work, so that I'm not lazy
Yes.
at work because I was in ministry. Yeah, and then I'm also able to communicate earlier with my bosses or with my colleagues.
Yes.
That on such a date or on such a day, such a time I will not be available, but I have set everything in plan. I have set everything available that is needed for the next step at work.
Yes.
And then I'm able to do ministry without stress or without a lot of push and pull. Yeah.
Oh, okay. When you started working, were you a pastor or you became a pastor when you were working?
When I started working, I was not a pastor. I was doing praise and worship because in college I was the praise and worship team leader.
Yes.
So I was just doing praise and worship. And then along the way, now the Lord called me to pastorate, and I thank the Lord for that. So pastorate came when I was still working.
How many years now as a pastor?
For pastor now it is 4 years.
4 years. Yeah. So how did you, because now previously, let's say the 2 years you're working before, you're not a pastor.
Yes.
So maybe you didn't require this much time to go out.
Yes.
How did your employer come into terms that now my employee has turned out to also be a minister, he may require this time? How did you make that transition smooth?
You see, before becoming a pastor, I was doing hustle, hapa na kule, but within the same space.
Yes.
Before I got now, maybe I can say a better, a better job. It is good when you are being employed, you sit down with your bosses and give them your mind and tell them what you are doing.
Yes.
So that if they are not able to accommodate you, they are able maybe to release you, or they are able to give you the option and meet an agreement.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
Because a job is demanding. When you are employed somewhere, it's demanding and you have to meet the goals of that institution.
That's true.
So I sat down with, I remember one of the bosses, maybe the first employment I was advantageous because the person who employed me, he was one of the wazes in the church. So
understanding was there.
But now the one that came next, it was stressful. We tried to talk, we didn't agree. So sometimes we just have to hide and go to ministry.
I know.
Come in, come on,
you do that, yeah. Yes.
And then at some point now, I think they started seeing my activities on Facebook, on social media, on status.
Yeah.
Sometimes I used to send them Bible verses. And then one day at the work, we were sitting. And now they said someone to pray for us. And one of the colleagues said, Pastor Caleb prayed for us. Like, Pastor Caleb? Okay, yes. Now from there, now he understood that now I'm a pastor. And nikaanza sasa create that relationship with him and with the members available and just telling them that this is what I do and I also do ministry.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, because sometimes we struggle with that.
Yeah.
And more so when you are a believer who is active in ministry.
Yes.
And maybe the environment itself is not really, because some environments are not very open, whereby you can go and say, you know, I'm a pastor, I need to go do this. Right. So sometimes we find Christians struggling so much. Sometimes you have to hide and go to do something, then come.
Yes.
You don't, you know, even sometimes you ask yourself, am I speaking the truth or I'm lying? And I'm going to serve, yeah? Yes. So it becomes a bit complex. But I think, as you say, the best thing is to have that clear discussion from the beginning, so that you have a smooth transition or a smooth move. We are taking a short break. We'll be right back. So please don't go far. It is good to listen to Pastor Caleb and see how God is taking him. My name is Beatrice Chuchu. God bless you.
Sister Talk.
Learning to forgive people who offend you.
Akichelewa kidogo tu kutoka job na feel sasa huyu hata hana kazi yangu.
A sister is a gift to the community, a friend to many, a golden heart to the meaning of life.
Me, I'm picky. You know me, I'm very sensitive. You know that thing of being sensitive is okay, but we shouldn't wear it like a crown.
Yeah. On Sister Talk.
Auntie is so respectful that every time Auntie, your husband calls Auntie says, Nam, you know the ones that are ending. No.
We engage on social issues, life challenges, economic empowerment.
Sometimes we need a friend who will slap you to reality.
and you think about your life.
We share various experiences all rounded through godly and biblical values.
The original intentions of God from the beginning, that his pattern was that he may replicate himself in man.
Sister Talk, every Thursday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Welcome back. Thank you for being part of this program. This is Empower. We focus on people and workplace. And we have a special gentleman with us today as we discuss and see what we are supposed to do on this earth. Pastor Caleb.
Yes.
It is good to listen to you and hear what you're doing in the ministry versus workplace.
Yes.
My question comes here, and I always see this. Every job we do, sometimes we have the ups and downs.
Yes.
This is what we celebrate. Sometimes there are things that make us feel like, oh. So what are the down moments of the job that you do in civil engineering?
Yeah, there are, civil engineering also has down moments. And one of them is, okay, there are those that are pre-employment and
Yes.
post-employment, and there are those that cut across. But one of the down I can say is peer pressure. Peer pressure with friends and colleagues, because sometimes there's a lot of luxury in that area. And
No, sisi ni engineers, you know.
This is an engineer, accounting asoma, and now you may find yourself messing up and losing the target
Yes.
of what you are doing. Number two, also to those that are in college and maybe university,
Yeah.
there's the issue of finances, school fees, just trying to put all the material together and such like things. And also after the academics, the graduation, getting a job, in the market. To some of us, it's a challenge because you realize most of the employers, they
Yes.
move with their employees.
Yeah, it's true.
Because they have worked with them, they
they know their
have
work.
experienced them, they have trusted them, they know their work. So bringing in a new member, it may not be easy.
Yes.
And then now you realize in some areas, the villagers go on strike, they bring chaos so that they can
Yes.
be accommodated
Yeah, I know.
within the
We have
project.
to employ our people.
Yeah, to employ our people. Also another challenge, you see, there is what we call locomotion. Is it locomotion? Or moving from place to
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
Because you find this year you have a project in Nairobi,
Yes.
tomorrow you are in Kakamega, the other day you are in Meru. So if you are a family man,
yeah.
running a family may be very challenging because now it means you have to move your family and all
Yes.
those things. And now that one also bring into issue of immorality and because I realize now something funny is that in every project the government pumps in a lot of millions for HIV AIDS campaign and it is normally done monthly. So you realize that now it is not a very conducive environment for people who don't have self-control, people who don't have boundaries. So I think those are some of the challenges that are coming up. And also for ladies, there's this challenge that before an employer give you work, you need to meet some requirements, some demands, and because you are desperate for job,
Some go in and give in.
Some give in, and they mess themselves up. Yes,
So sad.
umepata kazi, but you have messed yourself, you have messed your life. So you need just to be very keen and very God-fearing so that you can maneuver in that area. So I think those are just some of the...
Maybe some questions there. Especially for young people who find themselves in such a state. And sometimes some compromise because of some reasons. So why do you think they can't stand on themselves and say, you know what, I'm a Christian. These are things I can't do. Because some of those people that give in are Christians. It's not that, we can't say that all of them are non-believers. Some are believers. And they give into some of this. Why do you think, and more so that you are a pastor, why do you think some of the young people are struggling to stand firm in such status and declare that, you know what, I better not get this job, but maintain my integrity as a believer?
Number one, I will say your depth relationship with God,
Yes.
or your spiritual depth. Because if you are in a proper relationship with God,
Yes.
and you know who your God is, there are some things you don't compromise. Yes, today you will miss it,
Yes.
but the Lord you are serving, or the Lord you gave yourself to, is a faithful God. He will open another door
Yes.
tomorrow. And you see, being born again does not bring us out of this body.
Yes. Yes, we're in this world.
Yeah, uachangi mwili pale unasema sasa.
Sasa ni roho hapana.
Acha niende pale. No. And sometimes kuna hizo demands of the flesh.
Yes.
And when you are not spiritual, mature, you are not a person of prayer, reading the Bible, and all those activities
Yes.
that bring up building your life, a spiritual life strong. Now, you may find yourself, the flesh desires overpower the spiritual demand or the spiritual desires. So that is the major cause that is leading
Very
our
sad.
young men.
Very
So
sad.
you need to soak yourself in prayer, Bible reading,
Yeah.
friends who will teach you the right way.
Yes.
And also as a young man, have a cover, or a mentor, a spiritual father
Yeah.
who is able to monitor you, to question you, and to direct you in the ways of God. In cases like that.
Yes.
Also, don't be so desperate. As a young man, as a young lady, don't be so desperate.
Yes.
Anything comes your way,
Just
you
take.
consume. No, have self-control, be disciplined. And I always say, if you're a born-again person and
Yes.
you're in the marketplace,
Yes.
then sometimes I see advertisement, they say, this course is an added advantage. So to a believer in the marketplace,
Yes.
being born again and having God, that is an added advantage, because the Bible is the foundation of all that we are seeing. So you need to excel in the marketplace
Yes.
without any struggles. Okay, challenges may come,
Yeah.
but you need to excel there, because you have somewhere you can run for solutions, and our God has never run short of solutions. Yeah, so you need to be very much soaked, to be self-disciplined, have boundaries. Have boundaries. Sometimes I see a job when we are paid and people are like, twende tupige sherehe. You get, and you are there.
Yeah.
And majority of them, they're not born again. So maybe out of 5, unajipata,
Yeah, uko peke yako.
uko peke yako. So you are there and you're like, should I go or should I not go?
Yeah.
But now you listen at your inner man. Listen at your thoughts. What is your inner man telling you to
Yes,
do at
yes.
that moment? Yeah, and then be very sensitive, even know your friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that is quite interesting. And I think if young people would have that deep relationship with God, yeah? That as we say that whatever you're doing it for God. God is watching Jesus. If Jesus was here, would I do the same? That perception, I think it's very good. So we can make a difference. I know you mentioned when you're introducing yourself that you also participate in a certain prison ministry. I would love to hear that. Yes. Because I know our time is limited, but I would love to hear that.
All right, well, I think 1 year ago, God gave me a burden to do prison ministry. Actually, I was struggling with what can I do in the body of Christ. So the Lord gave me a burden to do prison ministry. We
Yes.
launched it. I think now we are 1 year and a half old. Now this only, we reach out to the prisoners and we preach to them.
Yes.
Because prisoners, okay, majority of them, they're not good character people.
Yeah, majority.
Majority of
Yeah.
them, they're not good character people. So you need to go there and ensure that you instill a godly character, number one. And also most of them now, when they see where they are, it is easy to give up.
Yeah.
Maybe you've been jailed for many years, I don't know, and some
In
of
fact,
them are...
you get yourself like you're not useful any longer.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So we encourage them that this is not the end. There is a God who still have a good plan for you.
Yeah.
So keep pushing.
Yes.
The years have been given, itaisha.
Yes.
And somehow God will intervene and you realize maybe kuna mahali tu mtu ametokea and a miracle has happened.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so... And also, we don't just preach to them. We also gather some gifts, food,
yeah.
clothing, and everything. We just show them our love.
Yes,
that,
yes.
They are not, being in jail does not mean you are not a human being.
True.
Yeah, you are a human being operating with the normal senses.
Yeah.
And we outside here, we love you. And then one of the things also we do, we ensure once they have released, we welcome them in the society.
Yeah, because most of the time we are like, hey, huyu amekuwa. As who are not there, we miss you. Like, no.
Yes.
That transition.
Yes. So we talk to the community.
Yeah.
These are changed person. We go there as witnesses and we tell them, this is a changed person.
You're right.
Welcome him or her. Na wale ambao wanakataa, now we have to work with them for some times, maybe for a few months or few years, and then now we take them back to the society. And now the society is able to welcome them and accept them as one of them. So that is generally what we do.
Yeah, because as human beings, we know you. This is how you are.
Yeah.
So whether you've been in prison and back, we are saying the person we knew.
Yes.
So we can have a disconnect. And I think that is a good ministry that you people are doing.
Yeah.
So when do you go to prison? You're still working. You are your pastor. So when do you go to prison?
We have holidays in our calendars, so that is our a major boost in the prison ministry.
Yeah.
Also weekends, weekends, the majority of events we do maybe Saturday or Sunday afternoon.
Beautiful.
And also sometimes you take a leave.
Yes.
So you program yourself this year in August.
I need to go this time.
You'll apply for a leave and then this is what I will do.
Wow.
So you factor in the ministry.
We need to close this program. Pastor Caleb.
Yes.
A young person may be watching you and listening to you, and someone may be jobless, not knowing where to start, and that person requires some hope.
Yes.
What words would you tell them as someone who is working and also a minister?
Wow.
Can use that camera.
Thank you very much. To our viewer, I will say this, that God never created a jobless man. When he created man, he gave him duty in the Garden of Eden. So being unemployed does not mean you are jobless or there is nothing you cannot do.
Yeah.
You have a lot of potential within you. The Bible tells us that we have a Christ mind. Yeah, we have our mind is like that of Christ.
Yes.
And therefore, having a mind like Christ, it means you are a problem solver and you can create things. So look, understand yourself, what God has put within you. What can you do the best?
Yes.
And then trust God for resources. Begin small. Yeah, some of our youth, they fear to begin small. They don't want to begin small. Begin small with whatever you have. Call friends. Yeah, call friends. Tell them, this is what I'm doing. Can you boost me? Can you help me? And you will realize out of your friend, there are people who will welcome your idea and they will support you and they will ensure that you stand strong. So look at what can you do.
Beautiful.
Which potential do you have?
Yes.
Where is your passion? And you will be able to excel.
Amazing. Wow. Thank you so much, Pastor Caleb. You can be sure that you've learned a lot from you. I believe that also God is taking you to different places, far and wide. Okay, the Lord bless you.
Wow.
I believe you've enjoyed our conversation today with Pastor Caleb, listening to what he's doing in the ministry as well as serving in the marketplace. Please join us next week. This has been Empower. My name is Beatrice Chuchu. God bless you.